McAuliffe. Go! Let the talk begin. Sid and Tim Uncut, giving their opinions.
Famous
What's hot,
2009.
What's pop, and what's real hip hop.
We're representing. Welcome to episode 11 of Tim and Sid.
Listening to this?
I know. I'm trying to like flow in like 2009.
I hadn't heard that we had this.
Yeah, this is from Famous, a
Yeah,
local
Kid
Toronto
Famous.
artist, and he's done something very
Canadian
very
artist.
nice. Canadian artist.
Yo, can we pull that back? I want to hear it.
You want to hear it again? All right, let's do it again.
Yes, my oot. I want to hear it.
Let's do it. Oh, look, okay.
Oh,
The king.
oh.
There's horns,
Mm-hmm. No, it's the kid.
but
Famous.
there's horns in the background.
Yes.
There's like a synthesizer horn.
I like the beat.
Here we go. Here we go. Stop banging the furnace. Thank you, Famous. Welcome to episode 11 of Tim and Sid Uncut, available on iTunes, thescore.com, and hardcoresportsradio.com. I'm Sid Sixero. He's Tim McAuliffe.
I think I'm a lot more impressed by this than you
No,
are.
I'm just, we got a busy show. It's very impressive. It is very impressive. So
I've never had a song fashioned after anything that I've ever done.
Well, I think now it's time. I think it's over.
Obviously.
Time.
Thank you, DJ.
I
Thank
think
you,
that
Kid
means-
Famous. I have to.
That means you're a big deal.
We have to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blown away by this.
You are. It
I am.
stopped you dead in your tracks.
Yeah, I stopped the podcast.
Well,
We
I
went
mean,
back.
what
I
I
was
don't
like,
what I don't tell you is I get songs made about me all the time.
Okay,
so this,
Big up.
you done know.
and we can play that now on our webisode too because we got rights to it.
That's right. So we can basically do whatever we want with it,
Girlfriend,
or to it.
that's right, girlfriend.
Behind the glass, DJ Bennett, Ryan Haynes, Stacy Beta.
Right.
And over the next little bit, I got Stacy's name right. Over the next little bit, we will talk about the following things: Vince Carter,
J-Lo,
AFC North,
the CFL playoffs,
Brett Favre,
Wigan Athletic,
Forrest Griffin,
Brett Favre again,
Roy Halladay.
and Taylor Swift. By the way, we did this in the first one, right?
I wrote
The
Brett Favre
yeah,
twice.
The first ever podcast. It's fitting as we go retro on the podcast
Oh man.
that we say it twice.
Yeah, the podcast, as Tim
Brett
alludes
Favre
to,
has been so good, we'll do him twice.
so nice, we'll do him twice.
Uh-huh.
As Tim alluded to, we are strictly podcast forming in episode 11.
Right.
We were on TV for a little bit.
Right.
We've taken a step back.
Right.
And I guess before we go forward, Tim, I think you had a pretty good idea. Let's just...
You want to do that right off the bat?
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
You listening, where do you want to see or hear this? Because we really don't know.
Yeah, we're just kind of taking it as it
Yeah.
goes, and we thought we would lay it out for people and just let them decide exactly what they transformed, how they wanted to transform this, and what they needed from it.
Yeah. So how do you want it? It's basically what we want to know. How does it feel when you listen? So to quote Jodeci, how do you want it?
So basically what happened was, and we'll try and keep this quick because people don't want to hear about this right off the top. They want to hear some sports. But
Yeah.
we want to know what you want. What do you want from the podcast? We've said it to you the whole time. If you have anything, any feedback, because you made it number one on iTunes, obviously you're consuming it. Obviously you like it, so, or at least some people like it. So tell us how you want it. If you want it to be on TV, if you don't want it to be on TV, if you thought that putting it on TV compromised what was the podcast, I mean, it's up for you to decide, and that's the beauty of a podcast. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Exactly.
Like talk the first 10 minutes about whatever the hell we want.
Exactly.
What we
But
just
you're
did.
right. I think we've made our point,
Right.
and I think it's now time to talk about a busy weekend in the world of sports. Let's begin, Timmy.
Yes.
With the National Football League, and the Denver Broncos are the best team at six. Oh, wait a second, they suck. Sorry, I was thinking of a podcast from a few weeks
Sorry.
ago where the Broncos were so
Was
good.
that 6-0?
They were 6-0,
Right, where they weren't
Oh,
choking
my
and
goodness.
gagging on it again.
Oh my good boy, do the Chargers have their number, eh? Boy, they have their number.
Yeah, is it as simple as that, though?
I think it's partly that. I think it's also they started a guy Denver yesterday with no spleen. That might have something to do with it.
There's so many things that I want to get into on this game, but I think the basis of the topic on this game is you're playing for the division lead. You're playing for the division, and you lose 32-3 at home.
And things are getting testy on that sideline.
Right, and
Things
I
are
think,
getting very testy.
well, I mean, there's so many. So Brandon Marshall, bring it up. Brandon Marshall gets into a shoving fight with no Sean Moreno,
Yep.
the rookie, after the rookie fumbles in the end zone. Basically, what was the turning point of the game. But I mean, Brandon Marshall for 6 weeks was the greatest thing, eh? Remember Brandon Marshall? He just had a problem in preseason, but it's all over now. Everything's good.
Great touchdown.
Is everything good now?
Well, no. But I still think the playoffs are not unreasonable. They're still in an okay position. And if they lose another 3 straight, that could change.
I don't think they make the playoffs.
Tim McCallum. I'm going to write this down.
I don't think they make the playoffs.
Tim McCallum.
Playoffs?
November.
Playoffs?
23rd.
You kidding me?
November, yeah. You got
Playoffs?
23rd.
Yeah.
I just
Broncos
hope
don't
we
make
can win a
playoffs.
game.
I got it.
Is it November 23rd, by the
I think
way?
it's November 23rd.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it's November 23rd.
Yeah, it is November 23rd. I thought I was going to catch you.
I get one right a month. I get one
No,
right a
I don't
month.
think they made the playoffs. What over the last little while would show that this is a playoff team? I know they're 6-4.
Yeah. Well, they did beat the Patriots.
They beat the Patriots at home during the run. They beat the Dallas Cowboys at home during the run. They beat the San Diego Chargers in San Diego early in the season.
Beat the Bengals.
They beat the Bengals in Cincinnati.
And beat Cleveland.
So did the Oakland Raiders.
They beat Cleveland.
So did the Oakland Raiders beat the Cincinnati Bengals.
Are we going down that road again?
No,
because we could talk for 4 hours about teams that beat one team and lost to another, and it's around.
Let me ask you a quick
NFL.
question though about Josh McDaniels. If Kyle Orton is good enough to come in after Chris Sims poops down his leg, why wasn't he good enough to start?
I don't think he was good enough to come in. He wasn't good enough, period.
But he came in.
But because they had to.
Why?
Because Chris Sims can't play in this league anymore.
Right, but if you're going to put Orton in at that point, why don't you just start him? Because Chris Sims wasn't good enough before the game, Sid.
Yeah. but you have to at least try the guy with 2 healthy feet to play.
Right.
Kyle Orton, and he won't be ready next week or the week after that. This thing's going to linger. Kyle Orton has a long history of not adhering to doctor's advice. He's not going to treat this properly. He's going to rush it back, and it's going to be a season-long story in Denver.
So you think the Denver Broncos make the playoffs? At 6-4.
The AFC,
Pittsburgh Steelers at 6-4.
The AFC is so unpredictable right now. I'm going to say they do. I'm going to say they do.
All right.
I'm going to be that guy.
So we should make a bet.
I'm not betting. I'm broke.
Why not?
What are we going to bet?
Loser has to shave their head.
You know what? I never fall for this.
No.
You always try and ram that one down my throat.
Son of a... All right, let's get to the AFC North, and we kind of brought it up a little bit, but the AFC North struggling mightily, Sid Sixero. The Bengals lose in Oakland, opening the door for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. The Steelers can't take advantage. They lose in KC in overtime. The Ravens can't take advantage. They lose to Indy, and the Cleveland Browns are still the Cleveland Browns. They find a new and inventive way to lose a football game to the once one-win Detroit Lions. For the first time since 2002, the entire AFC North loses on the same day.
Of all the North teams who lost yesterday, which one of those defeats would you say was the most demoralizing? What was the worst defeat suffered by any of those teams?
Well, the Browns' defeat cost Eric Mangini his job. That will come.
He's been fired for 6 weeks and doesn't know it yet.
Well, I don't think that's the truth.
But you just said he cost him his job.
Yeah, no, I think it's over now.
It was over. I think it was over 4 weeks ago.
You fire a guy
when his own
after
GM
1
that he
year?
brought in was fired.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big sign.
Yeah,
you're out the door.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
I would
fire
say-
a guy after 1 year, though.
Yeah, I think this is one of those rare cases, Tim.
Yeah. I'd like to see how many times it's happened in NFL history.
That's a great question.
Because I don't know that it has happened an
No.
awful lot. And I was clinging to the fact that it doesn't happen very often because you don't waste money. I think that the most demoralizing win may be the Pittsburgh Steelers losing in Kansas City. Because I think there are a lot of key factors in that game that made it demoralizing, including Ben Roethlisberger. Let's face it, if they continue to ask Ben Roethlisberger to do what Ben Roethlisberger's been doing, he's not going to last 16 games because he gets killed each and every week. And he suffered a concussion, and it ended up being the beginning of the end in Kansas City. Although the 8 returns for touchdowns, do you know this stat?
8 straight games where at least an interception or a kick has been returned against Pittsburgh for a touchdown. That's an incredible run.
It's never happened in NFL history.
That
7 has never happened.
Where do you even begin to analyze what that means? I mean, that's just you're just putting yourself in such horrific positions,
right?
But consistently doing it.
Oh, I know.
It's unreal.
You couldn't try to do that. A high school team probably hasn't done that in a long time.
You know what, Tim? I'm very happy that you are taking a sledgehammer to Pittsburgh. Because DJ and I were talking before you showed up today.
Right.
Of what, thank you, DJ, of what your opinion would be.
Thank you, shut up, DJ.
Thanks, DJ, shut the hell up. Of what your opinion would be of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering because there are a lot of AFC North teams that you can completely tear a strip off of after yesterday. I was wondering if Pittsburgh would be one.
You say that because I have been a huge fan of
I know.
their
So they're the
defense.
defending Super Bowl champs. And I love Pittsburgh too.
Right.
I love a lot of the guys and what they're about. But I'm just curious. I was really interested to see your take.
And I admire what Hines Ward does, and I think Santonio Holmes is a burgeoning superstar.
Hines Ward had a great day.
But let me also give you what might be our stat of the week, Sid.
I can't wait for this.
The Steelers are 4-0 when Troy Polamalu starts and finishes a game. They are now 2-4 when he doesn't. Now, I know that he is among the very best defenders in the league, but can you be a legit contender when you have a stat like that?
I mean, if he's in the lineup, you can be a legit contender.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, you can be a legit contender.
Yeah.
If he's not, you're 2-4 without him.
Like, he's more than Bob Sanders, though. Like,
oh, yeah.
I just don't understand how you can be, considered among the very best defenses of all time, and one guy means that much to your defense.
You think they're one of the greatest defenses of all time, eh?
Last year they were. It's undoubtable. I have the stats. You can't even argue it. They were number one in every category and number two in one.
Yeah. Sid, in fairness, I tried to argue it. He crushed me.
Did you? You saw the
numbers?
stats. I had the numbers. I've used them in the score in the NFL. If you want to watch, well, basically their run defense, their pass defense. I think it was their pass defense that was second. No, it was their run defense that was second in the NFL last year to Minnesota, who basically stopped the run and couldn't stop the pass. But their run defense was second. They led the league in scoring defense. They led the league in overall defense by a fair margin, and they led the league in, what did I leave out? Run defense.
No,
anyways, three of the four, they were number one. The fourth, they were number two. So when you go back and you look at all the top defenses of all time, they basically, the only one that came close was the Bears, and they had 3 number ones and a number 5 all time. And that's the 85 Bears, which we basically could probably say are the consensus best defense of all time, right?
On the same note, I'd love to see...
And the 2000 Ravens weren't close.
No. As good as they were.
Yeah.
They probably were
with
close.
Ray, yeah.
I'd love to see where Pittsburgh's defense, just statistically, with some of the stats and categories you presented, where the Steelers are with him in the lineup this year, and that 2-4 situation without him.
Maybe I will do a story on the score.
That would be very interesting.
Maybe I will. And then people that are watching, I will. I'll try my best to get it done.
We kill a lot of birds with one stone on the show.
Go. There you go. And I'll do the numbers versus, and I mean, you look at some of the losses too. I mean, they're the bad teams.
Yeah, they are.
Bad teams.
They are.
We'll move on.
Tim, no. Can I say I'm very impressed with you right now?
Why?
Like, you gained a lot of points because I was ready. I had the Arsenal ready to come at you hard.
Dude, he was like, you should see the notes he had when he walked in. Like, he was ready to fight.
He was ready
you
called
to
out
fight
the Packers. Are they real?
Yeah.
You called out the whole NFC East for are they real?
Right.
I was ready to say that you were living in a glass house. A little bit. But you manned up to it.
He had the glass sound effect when that broke. He was ready to play it. Just for you.
You guys are planning.
There it is. There it is. No need. No need.
Are planning to come after me behind my back?
That's a big glass house.
If there's anything that you've learned about me, and if there's anything that I try to do as a broadcaster, period, it's to make sure that you take in all the facts and adjust accordingly. Too many people get caught on one thing, and they will never let it die. And they will go to their death saying that Allen Iverson is not a good team player or that, AI is the greatest. And they won't take into consideration how it changes. I like to think that I adapt, no? Or did I just prove that?
No, I think you do. I don't adapt at all. I normally pick on one thing.
No, it's not about being smart. It's about actually listening and taking things into consideration.
We just got run out the building.
Apparently,
you know that, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe you guys are plotting behind my back.
Like I feel like
go after the Steelers.
I feel like
the
Jennifer Lopez on stage. I just fell. And hopefully no one saw.
Good thing you don't feel like your boy Lambert a little bit.
Adam Lambert, he's a good artist, eh?
Are we going to talk about the AMAs here in the middle of our football?
I don't know. When is a good spot for the AMAs? We normally don't have an AMA section in this podcast.
But you know what? Can I just say that I officially realized that I am old?
I knew
Because
that. I
of
knew
the-
that 4 years ago.
Can I just say
AMAs?
that I've heard you say that about 85 times
Over the
before?
last, 6 months? Right?
I'm
True.
old.
I'm old.
I'm old, guys.
Like who?
I hear that a lot.
What?
I hear
Who
that.
are these people? I didn't even know who Taylor Swift was, and she just beat Michael Jackson in
Taylor
the category.
Swift. Swift at what? What is she Swift at? Who is this girl?
Okay, you got about 2 years left, Sid, before you realize you're an old man. DJ, you got like 10 years left. But I guarantee you that there are people listening to this that know exactly what I'm talking about. When they see Taylor Swift beating Michael Jackson, you know you're old when Michael Jackson gets beaten. What the hell was he nominated for anyway? I thought he was dead.
He is
Wow.
dead.
Why is he
Too
nominated?
First of all, too soon.
It's not
way
too soon.
Way
Why
too
is it
soon.
too soon?
We starting something too soon.
Yeah, and then Sid throws out a line. Too soon.
It's
You wanna
too
be
soon.
starting something?
It's going to be
You got
7
be
years
starting
with MJ.
something.
It'll still
It's
be
not
too soon.
soon. I
It'll
don't
be
know
too
you're going to
soon.
get into the Michael Jackson
It'll be too
debate.
soon.
I will say that it's not an age thing because Mama Bennett was livid that Michael lost. So I don't think you're too old.
Oh, wait a second. He lost?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was up for Entertainer of the Year at the AMAs, and he lost to who?
To Taylor
Taylor
Swift.
Swift.
Bitch.
Where have you been?
What
What are you, Conway? I thought.
I fell asleep. I was watching a football game in soccer. I didn't see it.
Okay, so this is how I consume the MMAs. Or the MMAs.
He's a jackass.
The AMAs. I had no care. Like I couldn't care if J-Lo fell on her ass. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often.
I cared. That was
Adam
pretty funny.
Lambert
That's a nice
is,
ass to fall on, though.
yeah, well, she got enough cushion there. I'm
Yeah.
surprised she didn't bounce back onto her feet.
I know. Like at first,
Just,
I saw
boom,
it.
bang.
At first, I saw it. I was like, "Oh my god, she fell in there." I realized they put her ass in buildings, break glass in case of emergency if people have to jump out of the building. So you just have J Lo's ass as cushion. She was fine.
So Adam Lambert
fine.
is what, the male equivalent to Lady Gaga? Is that what he? Like, is that what he's become?
Ren-
Who is he anyway?
Renee Paquette is more manly than Adam Lambert.
What
And
does
I
that,
love
What
Renee.
does that mean? Is
I'm
that
just
good
saying-
or bad for Renee?
I'm just saying, Adam Lambert, A, has horrific songs.
Yeah.
B, is a weird dude.
Yeah.
And C, is a weird dude.
Yeah. And D is a weird
And
dude.
is a weird
What
dude.
the hell was he doing?
I don't know.
He was gyrating in anyone's face that would allow him to gyrate.
Like part of the choreographed routine he had was taking people's backs of heads, grabbing them, and shoving. We're not kidding. Shoving in his crotch.
right.
Over.
No,
and over.
no matter what gender. And not
Shove.
that there's anything wrong with that.
No,
well, actually, there is something
in the
wrong.
right circumstances. It's actually a good move.
So,
It's a
Janet,
finishing move.
by the way, I'm glad I saw pictures of Rihanna and Janet. Can I say that?
I missed it.
Oh,
I missed it.
you missed Janet?
I know.
DJ, you see Janet?
Yeah, I saw Janet.
Did you see Rihanna?
Yeah, I saw Rihanna with the tattoo on down the front of her body.
But yeah, there was some suggestive themes going on in that Rihanna.
That's an old man thing to say. This was rather suggestive.
There were some suggestive themes.
Someone give her a
funny,
shawl.
It's funny you say that because Lambert came out afterwards when he got some heat and said, "Listen, it's not fair. It's reverse sexism because women can have suggestive performances and I'm a man and I can't do it."
I don't care what he says. I'm also old for that. I don't give a. You know what?
Young people should be seen and not heard.
No.
Quote
Who
Tim
cares
McCallum.
about? When he was on America, I had to ask DJ who the hell he was. You heard the song? It was terrible. DJ played us the song.
No, the song was pretty
It's a
good.
hit.
No, the song sounded
Song
like
sucks.
sounded like rectum is what it sounded like.
Well,
Which
let's
is-
not get music advice from Sid, who "Boom Boom Pow" is one of his favorite
Yeah.
songs right now.
Okay, a couple things. One, never said it was one of my favorite songs. Two,
Tim?
I just acknowledged it was a
Hold on.
popular song.
Let me-
And C, don't make fun of me because I can actually recite hardcore beats.
Please do go ahead and.
And I'm looking at you,
Boom,
kid.
bah.
I'm getting old now. I'm getting old on your ass now.
All right. I knew.
I wish someone would tell me I can't do boom boom pow.
The reason I was saying this because leading into the MMAs, I heard that 50 Cent was trying to revive his career by
Going to
a song.
75 cents?
No, with a song called "Have a Baby by Me, Baby, Be a Millionaire."
That's a song title?
That's how he's trying to reestablish his career.
Sounds like a great
Have
business.
a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. That's how he's trying to revive his career.
Where can I download it?
And then he gets into a
do
tiff.
it.
Then he gets into a tiff with Marv Albert behind the scenes at Jimmy Kimmel. Did you hear about this?
I did not hear about
You did
this.
not hear about this.
So, I'm sorry.
They
hold
were
on, hold on.
both.
Let's take a step back.
All right.
A sensational song.
So Marv Albert
Okay,
and Fitty.
This is a
get
huge
into it.
tangent. Yeah. No, I think it was Fiddy's entourage
So
and
all
Marv
30 guys,
Albert.
all 30 guys around Fitty.
So Marv Albert
Get
was
into it.
with his entourage of one, the guy from TNT who brings him to places.
Yeah.
And Fiddy's entourage, as Marv's trying to get to his dressing room, they give him the business. A different kind of business. You gave me a weird look. Not the business, Sid. They gave him the business.
Just like
They were roughing him up. Like, where the hell you going?
They were putting their hands on Marv
Albert. Right.
Marv Albert's 5'2".
Right.
Is he not?
Right.
This is an outrageous story.
This is right. And it was outrage. There was outrage around the NBA world that Marv Albert would be roughed up by 50 cents. And this is what I want to see. Like, DJ, you can help me. You're the hip-hop connoisseur of the room. I'm more of the old school hip hop connoisseur.
I'm pretty level with DJ for hip hop connoisseurs.
Okay, all right. So now, doesn't Marv Albert have more street cred than Fiddy? Like,
he would. However, Marv is downplaying and denying the story,
Yes,
so
right.
you kind of lose some street cred. You have to man up.
Marv also wears women's underwear.
Right.
That will
hurt your street cred.
I don't know.
But guilty as charged.
But
listen,
but
I know.
to do it and then
Toupee
get back.
in women's underwear, not good on the street.
Speaking of Brett Favre.
Whatever.
Speaking of Brett Favre. You hear that?
Right. I want to see like Charles.
My awful attempt at a segue.
Let me see Chuck rally the boys and get like a bunch of people on Marv Albert's side.
I was not aware that.
That would be amazing.
I was not aware of
No?
this story.
No.
That's a great sounding story.
Brett Favre.
Vikings are 9-1. Tim.
9-1.
Speaking of old men,
The man Sid placed in our first ever Sackadouche. Douchebag.
Sackadouche.
Yeah. Remember the Sackadouche?
Oh, I remember the Sackadouche. How can you forget the Sackadouche?
Brett Favre, 22 of 25, 213 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions over the weekend, spurring on the conversation. Brett Favre for MVP. Sid?
No.
Let me throw out some numbers. 17 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, completing 68% of his passes, 2,269 yards. Don't worry, I'll get you Peyton Manning's numbers because I know you're Googling them right now.
That's exactly what I was looking at.
I know. Peyton Manning, 2,800, 72 yards, completing 69.7% of his passes, which is basically 70%.
Yeah.
20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Drew Brees, 19-9. He's completing 68% of his passes. Tom Brady, 19 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 2,739 yards. So basically, Peyton Manning leads the way with the yards and the touchdown passes.
Who's the best team Minnesota's beaten this year?
Off the top of my head,
It's got to be like is it Chicago? Is it the Bears?
No, maybe the Packers.
Yeah, it might have been the Packers. Yeah, it might have been the Packers.
And Al Harris, but
beat them twice.
DJ, look that up for us.
I'm going to divert to the guy who's beaten New England in extraordinary circumstances.
Kyle Orton.
Very good. Very good. I think Peyton Manning's
Mark
MVP.
Sanchez.
Peyton Manning's the MVP of the NFL.
Can I tell you why I completely and utterly agree with you?
I'm very surprised this is your angle.
I know. This is the problem. Brett Favre has Adrian Peterson.
Yep.
Peyton Manning has Donald Brown and Joseph Adai.
Good running backs.
He's got Austin Collie. Yeah, but they're not Adrian Peterson.
Garcon.
Garconi.
He has Garcon.
Excuse me, Garconi. Yeah, Pierre Garcon. But the real reason
also
why...
Also, a guy called Dallas Clark, who's pretty good, too.
Right, and Reggie Wayne,
and
who's
Reggie Wayne's
ridiculous.
pretty good, too.
That catch in the end zone against Indy was unbelievable, and I still can't believe it. When you catch the end of the football, that's unreal.
Dallas Clark's
I'm going to tell you why Peyton Manning is the MVP. 2 weeks in a row, Manning has gotten the ultimate compliment from his competition. You can accumulate all the numbers you want, but the respect from your peers is 100 times more telling. In Week 10, Bill Belichick went for it on 4th and 2 with 2:08 left in the clock from his own 28, rather than giving the ball to Peyton Manning. This week, the Ravens are down 2, 3rd and 7 from the Colts 14, and they decide to throw a pass. You had held the Colts and Peyton Manning to 17 points. You're so scared of giving the ball back to Manning with time left in the clock that you decide to throw the football. You run the ball, kick the field goal, take the lead. It's not enough for Harbaugh. It's not enough for the Ravens. They have to throw the ball, and Flacco makes the mistake of his career.
Big mistake. A lot of respect for Peyton Manning can affect a lot of decisions.
Run the ball, kick the field goal, take the lead.
They had trouble at times running that ball yesterday in clutch situations.
Okay, take
that
a
goal
knee,
line stand at the end. Indy stuffed him. Ray Rice ain't going nowhere.
Okay, take a knee, kick the field goal, and you have the lead. But they were afraid to.
Yeah, they were afraid to.
Because Peyton Manning was on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
I think if Brett Favre is on the field, both of them kick.
Now, both
of them kick.
Harbaugh was afraid to. I still believe Belichick was blind arrogance. I still firmly believe that had very little to do with Peyton Manning and more about making everyone else suck it.
You know, Sean Payton called Peyton Manning after the game. Sean Payton, head coach of the New Orleans Saints, called Peyton Manning after the game and said, Peyton, I'm not going to say anything about your performance. I'm simply going to say Bill Belichick chose to go for it on 4th and 2 as opposed to kick the ball to you. That's the ultimate respect. I mean, if that's not telling, I don't know what is.
What do you think Sean Payton would do in that situation?
It'll be interesting because the Saints get the Patriots on Monday night this week, Sid. Those schedule makers.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting, eh?
How about that? What's the over and under? I haven't seen it yet. I'm going
to say 40. I'm going to say 49, maybe 50.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's 55.
Really?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of the highest over and unders that we've ever seen in the NFL.
I don't disagree with
that. It's going to be CFL-like over and under. And I know Ryan's on it. Courtesy of HSR Kingpin Mike Gentili, Patriots' first 5 games, they average 20.8 points per game. Their last 5 games averaging 37.2 points per game. Obviously, the 59-0 over the Titans helps that number.
They always are that dangerous. That's why I said last week, I still think the Patriots are more than capable of getting that 2nd seed in the AFC. I don't think it's going to be that difficult, quite frankly, based on what we saw this weekend. Nice job, Cincinnati.
Did we get the over and under?
Way to go into Oakland and lay an egg.
We're
getting the over under. But first, before we move too far, you asked who the best team those Minnesota Vikings have played. Really, there isn't one. There's a flawed Green Bay. There's 2 games there, and then
San Fran.
Baltimore. Maybe close game, San Fran. But however,
Baltimore might be the best team.
Well, it's probably Baltimore. But coming up, you got Chicago with Arizona. But then they got Cincy,
Arizona's
Carolina.
Okay.
They've got Chicago again, and then those New York G-men to finish the season. So we might find out how good Minnesota is pretty soon.
Yeah,
we will. So they're 9-1 right now, and they are in
unless you can't take 9-1 away from them.
No,
you
they're
can't.
In control of
However, I'm still firmly of the belief when the chips are on the table in January, that team's not representing the NFC in the Super Bowl.
How hard is it to get the over and under, dudes?
I know. We're like in a room where all people do is get over and under. It shouldn't be that difficult. We'll check it out.
I'll check it out, Sid, when we get to the break, and we'll figure it out. But let's get to the CFL. The Grey Cup has been decided. It will be the Saskatchewan Roughriders taking on the Montreal Alouettes in Calgary, and let me tell you, Green Day will have a different meeting come Sunday because there will be. And was that a scene? Did you watch the game at all?
It was incredible. Full house.
Oh, that was amazing to see.
Mosaic Stadium. It was fantastic.
It's Taylor Field. It's
actually Mosaic Stadium, but that's fine.
No, Mosaic didn't pay me to say that. So
very true. They paid me.
They did?
Yeah.
Nice. Share the wealth, dude. Share the wealth.
Thank you, Mosaic.
Let me just say this. It was amazing to see all that green and for them to host a West Final for the first time since 1976. You weren't even born the last time.
I may have been in the process of...
Oh, really?
Well, I mean...
76 is your year?
I was born 77 March, so I had 2 legs and something else maybe down below.
I think you're still a glimmer in your
I think
old man's eye.
I think it was growing. There was something happening. By the way, I just want to comment on the stepping up of all those Canadian receivers.
I was just going to go there.
Big up. Great weekend for Queens, right?
Right. Big weekend for Queens.
All around. You had pros and Bag going deep, and they did what they did against Laval. I mean, it was great. It was just tremendous to see. And I'm an Andy Fantuz guy going back. I like Andy a lot.
From Western.
Thank you.
DJ. Play with DJ. That's why he's piping in. Fitting as the CFL talks about the ratio, though, that Saskatchewan gets to the Grey Cup on touchdowns scored by Andy Fantuz, Chris Getzlaff, and Rob Bagg.
Yeah.
All 3 Canadians, all 3 playing CIS football, and as the Vanier Cup will go unnoticed on the same weekend in Quebec City because Queens beat Laval, so the homecoming is done in Quebec City. I find it remarkably fitting that it's Canadians that bring the Rough Riders there, and all of them went to CIS schools. And it's because of the CFL and the CIS not being able to get together that it's not... Imagine Calgary playing Queens in Calgary on the same weekend as the Grey Cup.
That would have been crazy.
It would have been fantastic.
That would have been absolutely crazy. Now, on the flip
we need a president of common sense.
I think we've needed
Canadian
him for a while.
football,
And
yeah.
Timmy, the irony is they all beat American DBs on those touchdowns, and the dude who handed out that trophy in Saskatchewan, Mark Cohan.
Mark Cohen, yeah.
Cohen, yeah.
Commissioner of the CFL, yes.
Right. I saw Jamie Borum standing back there, too, when they were handing out the trophy.
Now, I didn't see the end of Montreal. Was he in Montreal and then flew to Saskatchewan, Mark Cohen, or was he just in Saskatchewan?
No, I didn't see the trophy presentation.
Mark Cohen was, I believe, at
No, he
Mosaic Stadium. Was he not?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but was he in Montreal?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. Like,
No.
did he pull one of those hop the chopper and fly out to Saskatchewan or something pimp like that? I wonder if he pulled that out.
No,
Knowing the CFL's budget, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I'm going to say that might have been a little over budget. But a great story for Saskatchewan. They are going to get annihilated this week. Nice job, Ken Miller, and nice job all of Saskatchewan.
Hold on.
They're gonna
The
get murdered.
Alouettes are playing in their 7th Grey Cup since 2000.
They're going to get murdered.
Really?
Tim, they're going to get murdered.
They're 1-6 in the decade in
The
the Grey
Montreal
Cup.
Alouettes.
They
put
lost
their-
4 in a row.
I understand.
Sorry, they're 1-5 in the decade. This is their 7th.
I look forward, Tim. I don't look behind me.
Yeah?
I look forward.
Okay.
And the Montreal will shed the label of lovable losers in the end and step up to the plate. And Anthony Calvillo will throw 4 touchdown passes and earn most outstanding player of the Grey Cup.
All right, they haven't posted the over and under as of
Incorrect.
yet. Oh, they did?
It is a 55.
That's
What
a
it-
point for Tim.
Rewind.
McAuliffe. We can't.
What did Uncle Timmy say?
Albert was you? I think it's 55.
On that note,
think
time
it's
for
55.
time for a break. When we come back, who do you honor? The Real MLS champion, and of course, a little MMA with Sid Uncut. That's next on the Tim and Sid Uncut podcast.
Nets looking for the win. Working look at Carter. He's open. Carter. Oh, no! And the Nets with an overtime victory in Toronto. Devastating. 129, 127 in overtime. They did not see this backdoor cut coming.
Here it comes right there, up the alley. It's Vince over the top, from behind, no less.
Let's go home! Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen! Let's go home, call it a night. Let's see who's going for second place.
Vince Carter.
Oh, it's over! It's over, ladies and gentlemen!
It must have been love, but it's over now. Must have been good, but I lost it some.
Preach on, Roxette.
Is that Roxette?
Oh man, this was a great basement slow dance song back in the day.
Do you have a slow dance tape?
Slow dance.
My
tape?
brother was a DJ.
I had a
so
slow dance video,
in green.
and that's as far as I'll get into it.
Enough said.
I was a good slow dancer. I had the lower back thing down and everything.
The Toronto Raptors attempt to honor Vince Carter,
Attempt.
and he declines.
I believe, Tim, there's a role play in our future with this.
Oh,
I believe there's a role play. Do you want to be Vince, or shall I be Vince?
sure, you be Vince, and then I want to get into the actual idea of it. But
Actually, no, you're right. We got to
no,
set it up. We got to set. I'm sorry, you're right. I jumped into way too soon. We should really set the story.
I think
up front.
people know.
Vince was going to be honored yesterday at the Raptor game. He basically said no. That's the story.
Really?
Yeah, that's the story.
Can I ask why the hell you would honor the dude?
It's part of. They're doing a 15-year promotion.
I don't give a crap.
Well, I just there's plenty of people working promotions. I'm thinking of them.
Right. As if the Leafs don't lead the league in ceremonies, as Elliot Friedman on Hockey Night in Canada so
they don't-
eloquently pointed out. They may not lead the league in wins, but they lead the league in ceremonies.
Remember that last ceremony they had? How unforgettable that was? Oh, wait, it was completely forgettable.
Right. So really, and then let me say this. I don't say this gently. I don't say this with just because I want to say it. Do you really want to honor a dude that admitted he quit on your team?
Well, no, but somebody upstairs wasn't
Really?
thinking about that. All they
Then
were thinking
forced
about
a trade.
was honoring him.
Then forced a trade.
Yeah.
A dude your fan base boos every time he comes back, and you're going to honor him?
Guys, this just in, the Memphis Grizzlies are going to be honoring Allen Iverson for his 37 points and 67 minutes of play.
Thank you.
That
Sorry.
deserves a
Thank
horn.
you.
That
And-
deserves a horn.
And Tony Massenberg. That's who they're going to honor.
Big Country's also getting in.
I may be biased because Vince Carter represents everything that I hate about athletes that don't get. He represents maybe everything that I hate about sports.
Like when you say the word douchebag,
Oh,
it's very high in
He's
terms
a
of Vince
jackass.
Carter. Like Vince Carter has all the attributes, just facial expressions,
Yeah.
the attitude, just that
Right.
smile he does, that I'm everyone's buddy when no one really likes me thing.
Right.
That's pure. That defines douchebag.
I think if we might be able to rename the actual bag.
Vince
the
Carter bag.
The Vince Carter saca douche.
Saka VC.
Yes. I honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly. Here's a guy who has all the talent in the world, but just doesn't have the guts to be great.
No balls, Tim.
He doesn't have the guts to be great.
No balls.
He knows how to be. People have pulled him aside and tried to talk to him and tell him how to be good. He's got another opportunity in Orlando to be great, but it takes a whole stadium booing him for him to get up for a game.
We'll see what happens this season because
All right.
there will be games where they got to lean on Vince.
All right, I'm the Toronto Raptors. You're Vince Carter.
All right, you are a Raptors promotions person, whoever that may be.
Whoever it may be.
All right, and coming down in 3, 2, and 1.
Hey, Vince, good to see you again.
Yeah, what's going on?
I was hoping that we could, as a part of our 15th year, honor you as being a member of a proud part of our 15th year history.
Define honor. What are we doing? What are we doing?
We'll give you, some sort of song, get you to play a montage. Of
Oh, a
your
montage.
greatest-
Yeah. Can I? Will in the montage be my mom being disrespected? Will that be in the montage?
Your mom being
Will that will me being booed incessantly? Will that be in the montage? I'm wondering.
No, just your dunks.
Oh, just dunks. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Okay.
Just when you decided to play.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Let me think about it. And I thought about it and suck it. You're not
Yeah.
running the video.
And then after the game, don't go to the media.
No, I'm
and-
going to the media.
No, don't go to the media and ask why the fans are booing you.
Oh,
you
no.
don't understand why the fans are booing you.
No, I don't, because I gave everything I had when I felt like it here. And you listen, this is pro sports today. I dunked like really big. Like did you see the dunk off? By the way,
Yeah.
that was pretty big.
Yeah, no,
I
it
did.
was.
I put
Yeah.
Toronto on the map for 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That was very important.
And then you quit on us.
No, not really.
You quit on us.
No,
You admitted to
I went-
John
listen,
Thompson that
I'm,
you quit on us.
So I'm not going to graduation the day of Game 7. Stay in school, Tim. Stay in school.
I'm the Raptor PR guy.
Sorry, Rory. Stay in school.
Rory.
Stay in school.
I'm the only one laughing. They're not laughing.
And
See.
what else?
I want winners.
Oh. Can you imagine
Mike
Vince Carter playing for Mike Singletary?
Mike Singletary
he would have been
eat him.
slapped
Oh.
in the mouth 10 years ago.
Mike Singletary would put him over his knee.
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him.
Just slap him.
Cannot coach with him. Can't do it. I want winners. I want.
Slap his bum bum. That's what he did.
In the cavalcade of sports on Sunday, did you even take in the MLS championship?
I did. I was flipping back and forth with the
Really?
Eagles game because it was actually a fascinating game. It went to penalties in Seattle between the Galaxy and Real Salt Lake. And it was great. Real Salt Lake won. Landon Donovan, that ass, missed a penalty as badly as I've ever seen a guy miss.
Baggio type?
It was
I
worse
didn't
than
see
that.
I
It
watched the
was a
highlights.
higher trajectory than Baggio. It
Yeah.
went straight up. Like it didn't even go over.
They didn't even show that in the highlights that I saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of the story of the game, but that's fine.
In the scores highlights. Funny thing though, Sid, earlier this week,
Thanks for calling me out, DJ, for not watching our highlights.
I'm just
Team player.
informing the people.
Poker was on.
Landon Donovan was talking to Bill Simmons on Bill Simmons' last podcast about how good of a free kick and penalty spot kick taker he was.
Okay.
So much so that he waits for the goalie to move and then decides where he's
okay.
going.
So
with
he
the ball.
choked and gagged on it,
All right.
basically.
Couple things, Deej. You're not allowed to listen to anyone else's podcast but this one. Okay? You're banned.
It was in
can learn.
preparation for
Whatever.
this one.
Yeah.
Second, I love that because Landon Donovan is one of the biggest jackasses in soccer. One of the most arrogant people you will ever see.
More so than David
Beckham looks grounded next to this
He's
guy.
a jackass.
Yeah, if you go
He's
back,
a jackass.
if you go back with Landon Donovan, I mean, remember he was talking about his lack of respect in the world stage at World Cups, like,
Well, I mean, you're the
Yeah.
States.
yeah, no, his personal lack.
Yeah, he thinks he's he couldn't last 4 minutes in Europe.
Yeah.
And he comes back and he thinks he's the man. He's a joke.
Why the hell are they named Real? Like, when I
Well-
think of Salt Lake City, I don't think Spanish.
Well, I think it's like the royal.
What the hell are they?
They're the royal hierarchy of soccer in Salt Lake.
yeah, because
So-
Real means royal in
Royal
Spanish.
So
for
you
those
have
who don't
Real
know.
Madrid,
right?
Real other stuff,
Right.
Real Tim and Sid, and you have Real Salt Lake.
Why the hell are they named?
Okay,
Real?
you think of a better name. Whatever.
I don't know. FC.
Salt Lake FC taken. FC Dallas, Toronto FC.
Yeah.
There's a lot of FCs.
So you had to name it Real?
So I got to say F you to FC.
Utah United.
Utah United. Yeah.
Real Salt Lake, I think, is hilarious. You don't like Real?
But it's ridiculous.
It's like Real Tahoe.
Come on, really? Really? Like, there
Real
couldn't be
Providence.
a whiter city in the world
Real
than Salt Lake City, and they're named Real.
Real Reno.
Wigan giving it a run for whiter city.
Well, we have to acknowledge Wigan.
Wigan, yeah.
In case you missed the scoreline from the EPL over the weekend, Tottenham 9, Wigan what? It was 9-1.
So Jermaine Defoe just basically had his way.
He treated. I was going to say something. He had a good day against.
Treated them like female dogs in heat.
Yeah, basically.
What else did he do?
A lot of that. He scored 5 goals.
A lot of what?
A lot of that.
You know you got a camera right there.
No, it's not rolling. And also news today: Wigan's players who lost 9-1 at home.
That's a great story.
Are refunding all tickets to fans who want refunds. This is from the players.
From the players.
Captain Mario Melchiot has said that was a disaster. And by the way, Wigan ended the game with 11 men. They didn't get one yellow card, and they still lost 9-1. So there's going to be a refund, which I think is one of the coolest stories I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, the players, feel that bad for their fans. I'm sure that would happen. I'm sure that the Tennessee Titans, although that was on the road, when they lost 59, that would happen in North America, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure Chris Johnson would be the catalyst of that.
Right.
Refunds for everybody.
Right. All right, so we've got 2 topics left, Sid, and we have about 5 minutes.
I think we can do it.
We have the MMA. We don't even have 5 minutes, to be perfectly honest with you. We got about 4 minutes. We have the MMA and UFC 106 in Vegas, and we also have Roy Halladay.
Yes.
Go where you want.
Let's start with Halladay.
Okay.
Paul Beeston telling the New York Post, basically, Halladay's not re-signing after this year. I don't think it stunned anyone, that news specifically, but how Beeston did it, I found very interesting.
Yeah, does that not hurt his trade?
Yeah, in
trade
theory.
value?
It's also interesting that Alex Anthopoulos is not the front man on comments like this.
Well, I think there's a reason why Paul Beeson came back, and Alex Anthopoulos was one of those guys that really rallied to get Paul Beeson back.
I find it's strategically it's fascinating that he would do it to the New York Post. He would basically say, "Listen, he's not
the
coming
New York
back."
Post.
New York Post.
So the Yankees might be interested in Roy Halladay? You think the Yankee fans might not be interested in Roy Halladay?
You think Red Sox seeing that in a New York Post article makes them
Mets.
a little nervous? Yeah, Mets.
Right?
Strategically, it's very could be very shrewd for Paul Beeston.
Yeah, no, and we'll see how it goes.
See.
But my initial thought was, hold on a second, you're losing trade value. Everyone knows that he's not going to resign.
But everyone knew before too, right?
I guess so.
JP had that really successful shopping spree with.
That went real well.
Nice job, JP.
Where's JP? Forrest Griffin defeats Tito Ortiz at UFC 106 in Vegas. Close fight. Apparently, there'll be a third.
There will be a third. Wasn't great for Forrest. Tito's got a bad back. Had a fractured skull reportedly going into that fight. And Forrest just beat him.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Think of what you just said, Sid.
This is out of Tito Ortiz's mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Think of what you just said.
Fractured skull.
He fought with a fractured skull?
I'm just telling you what he said.
Man.
I'm not
Come
making
on,
it up.
Man.
I'm telling you, I've had a fractured skull on 6 of our podcasts.
Come on, man.
In case you haven't been able to tell.
Come on, man.
I'm just telling you what he said.
Really?
So Forrest not...
No, let's hold on.
We don't have any time.
My guy said that he fought with a fractured skull.
Man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm just... Listen, Tito Ortiz is not a liar. How can a guy be with Jenna Jameson and not be truthful?
Sid, the dude said that he got into the octagon with a fractured skull.
Yeah. I'm just telling you what he
And
said.
by the way, let me ask you an even tougher question. I'm going to piss some people off here.
Go ahead.
Where is the MMA as a sport in the grand scheme of things when your biggest draws are Tito Ortiz and Kimbo Slice?
You want to handle this in 2 minutes?
Yeah, I
Is
guess
this a 2-minute topic or
no,
a 9-minute topic?
No, I guess.
Well, because of all the injuries. This was supposed to be Shane Carwin, Brock Lesnar Saturday.
Right.
That was a whole other thing.
But Tito
Brock's
Ortiz
career
is still a draw.
A little bit, yeah. Less of one after Saturday. He just didn't look great. Neither guy looked great.
No.
Forrest just
And they're
beat
talking about a third. Who cares?
Well, I mean, it was close.
Right?
I don't know if that gets my juice. I didn't want to see this anyway.
Yeah.
This wasn't a great main event for me. But anyway. So there will be a third. I don't know how many people are going to want to see it.
Okay, so maybe then I'm jumping the gun that's saying that Tito Ortiz is still a big
This was
draw.
about there was a definite
15,
different main
7,
event.
and
Yeah,
1.
there was a they're both just they're kind of there right now. They're not contenders at all.
Shogun and Machida.
Shogun and Machida 2, in case Canadian
Electric
MMA
Boogaloo.
fans haven't heard. Montreal in May. Woo! Get your popcorn ready for that. Well, the last time you said you were in Montreal for an MMA card, it sucked. 90 people from the Score go to their first ever MMA card, and it was just a debauchery for most.
Thank God for Dennis Kang.
Thank you, Dennis Kang. And also Shogun. Shogun knocking out Chuck was actually a highlight from that night as well.
Yeah, I guess so. I
think we hit everything, dude.
We did hit everything.
Did
we miss anything, DJ?
Yeah,
Well,
since we're
long.
talking about fighting, I just want to get your opinion on this quickly. Michael Buffer introducing J-Lo at the MMAs. Our thoughts?
Who cares?
He's a whore of the world.
Yeah.
Michael Buffer is a bigger whore than Paris Hilton.
And if he didn't have a fight with Don King, he'd be even bigger whore.
Yeah.
He got into a fight with Don King.
Did he?
That's why he never does. That's why it's always Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Oh, Jimmy.
Remember
so Jimmy's
Jimmy
now a
Lennon?
Showtime and King Promotions guy.
Right.
And HBO is Michael Buffer.
Right.
By the way, Michael Buffer, not the most famous Buffer right now, arguably. Bruce Buffer of the UFC fame.
No, I know, but
Bruce Buffer's now the guy.
Bruce just ripped off what
I know.
Michael was doing.
Also, one of the top poker players in the world, Bruce Buffer. Did
Really?
you know that?
No, I had no idea.
A ridiculously
Does he
good
get
poker player.
Like, he looks like he's going to pop a blood vessel in his head.
He does
when
like a
he's introducing
spinning
guys.
thing. Like he's got his whole routine down and everything. He spins and points at dudes.
I know.
Introducing first. Fighting out of the blue corner. Like he does a spin, he points. Oh, it's very exciting.
Is it really?
No, not really. No.
I like the old school, when you introduce the guy and then you repeat his name again.
Yeah.
That was big
And
for
the
me.
mic comes down from the ceiling.
Fighting out of the blue corner. From parts unknown.
Was a missing link in the match? What are you parts unknown? Who's in this boxing match?
I don't know. I was just thinking of a home. From Louisville, Kentucky. Cassius Clay.
Did you see SNL over the weekend?
Clay.
Did you see SNL?
You know the repeat?
Oh, Cassius Clay. Clay.
Right. That's what I'm a fan of.
That was good.
Thomas, the Hitman Hearns. Hearns.
Yeah, when they repeat it, it's pimp.
Yes,
It's
that's
pimp when they repeat.
that's what I like in my ring announcer.
I like my ring announcers, too. Bruce Buffer's taken over. He's doing very well.
I keep wanting to ask people.
Are you
to give
insulting?
us.
Are you insulting my intelligence with this closing song? No one puts baby in the corner, Tim. No one puts baby in the corner.
You knew that
Steve
this-
Winwood and some woman I forget. Dirty Dancing soundtrack, please. Come strong or don't come at all, all right? Are you serious right now with this?
DJ, bring that back.
Oh, there you go. Well, I
there
know
you
this
go.
one, too.
Yeah.
Thank you to Famous for this.
I love it.
It is.
Let us
very
know what you
humbling.
need from the Sid and Tim podcast. Feedback
Let the talk begin.
is available at score.com/feedback. Just let us know. You can listen to it on iTunes. You can listen to it on thescore.com.
HardcoreSportsRadio.com.
And that's how it's available. Let us know, though, seriously, what we talked about at the start of this podcast. If you'd like to see it on TV, if you don't want to see it on TV, if you'd like to just keep it in this form, you guys voiced your concerns. We listened, and we will continue to do so. And if you want us to have guests, whatever you want, just let us know.
It's your show, kids. Like
Yeah.
we just don't say that. We mean it.
We
It's
mean
your
it.
show.
We actually mean it.
Yeah.
So we took it off TV because people thought
Yeah.
that perhaps we got like a montage.
We got a mashup.
Yeah, we
He
have a
is
mashup.
mashing it up.
We went from baby in a corner to this.
How do you want it?
Diversity. That's what you get from the Tim and Sid podcast. We done?
How'd we do?
I don't know.
6.5. I'm going to say 6.5.
7.
Really?
I think we started slow.
No, we killed it, right, with football.
So,
and-
look at this. Songs are
now
running
look,
out.
Look at this.
Look at this. Now we're closing.
The
back.
reel has ended.
Went down to a 5.
All right, I think we should
Went
maybe
down to
end
a
the show.
5. See ya.